Okay. You talked about your grandmother, about her diet.
Yeah, she used to eat mainly. She would drink only milk.
Hmm.
She loved beans.
Hmm.
Somebody talked of cassava, but that one I really don't know.
You said
I did not
if she ate cassava, she ate a very small piece.
know.
No?
Yeah, she used to eat very very little. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter what she ate. If
Okay.
it's beans, she drank mostly um, milk, and she never took water. Her entire life, no water.
People will
She
be
would,
shocked
Yeah,
to
very
yeah.
hear
many
that.
people are
So
like
she
that.
would,
So she
she
was
would,
living on milk, which is condemned in these days,
yeah.
and she was not drinking any
Right.
water. Very
If
funny.
she took water, she would just hold it in the mouth and then spit it out. She could not take water.
Do you know anything about your grandmother?
My grandmother.
Hmm. Ah, your grandfather. You said he became also very very old.
Yeah, my grandfather. My father told me that my great grandfather became very, very old, and they would just have to lift him, put him outside to get some sunlight. But he was not aware of anything. He could just be naked anytime, remove his clothes without his knowledge.
Uh-huh. But
Hmm.
what life? Do we know how old he became?
Not really. I don't know how old he became, but became so old that he couldn't even remember anything.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Janet, is there anything else in your with your relatives? Let's say other people getting very old.
So far, it's only my grandmother because the side of my grandfather was they all died, most of them during the war in 19. Yeah,
90.
yeah, most of them. Yeah, they lost their lives.
Mm-hmm.
On my mother's side, I have the aunties, of course, the sisters to my mother. Only one uncle, the brother to my mother. They are all still alive, and yeah, compared to my father's side, okay, the war took them, but still those who survived, they still died at the age. Nobody reached the age of 60. So
Okay.
it was very, yeah. It could also be that men have a lot of stress because
Could
life
be.
is not easy. My father had 11 children
Ugh.
and two wives, so it's not that easy. You have a lot of stress, and compared to the ladies, we are very good at, I'm sorry if I offend someone, but we easily say things or at least complain, and I think men take it to them. They have no one to share their problems with, so I think this is also a burden contributing to their death. This is what I think. And yeah,
What do you think about that claim?
I think it's true.
So for women, it's easier here, life,
No, it's not
necessarily.
because
necessarily
men
easier.
care for you really. They marry you, but still they have to provide for you. You're not providing for yourself. Is that correct?
It's true, but it has changed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now we have a lot of single mothers,
Yes.
and things have just changed. But before, the men would care. But what is caring actually? Caring is marrying you. He is there. He makes children. You have to dig. You have to bring the firewood. So we also do. Women did a lot. It's not. When I look back, I actually feel pity for the ladies. You wake up, you cook, you have to cook for your husband, you have to cook for the family. At lunchtime, you have to get water, you have to get the firewood, you have to cook again. And then it comes to evening, you have to dig, you have to cook again, and then sleep. So the whole year, the same circle. So until you die, just imagine what a life. This is what I just think.
So you think today is much better than?
I think it's much better, especially when I'm not against having children because I have 5 children. So, but once you have many children and you're in the family and you are not happy with your husband, I don't think there is any way you can escape, because there is a lot of things you can't leave your 8 children alone, okay?
No,
And leaving them to your husband is also not really
that did not happen, I think.
real. It would be stupid because
No, I think women did not do
yeah.
that.
So
Eight.
I think since we have smaller families now, once the husband is mistreating you, you can, okay, say, let me carry my children with me, let me start a new life. And before, it could not really happen. And some tribes, I heard Baganda, once you are married, of course things have changed, but once they had married, they have paid you off dowry. You know, once you marry, there is introduction, they bring a lot of things, sugar, meat. Yeah, in my tribe at least, they bring cows. So once they have given your family those things and you leave their home, it's like you are now belong to your husband. Once you come back, let's say he's mistreating you, they're not happy to have you at their home. Yeah.
Even though you are their daughter.
That's what I heard. I'm not 100%, but this asking many people that, you know, especially when the family is poor, because meaning once you come back from your husband, you're going to repay. He can come and claim for the things he brought to your family. And of course, most of the family, especially when they are poor, they have used those things. So there is no way they are going to repay back, or it's becoming a hard time to them. So they try to push you back to your husband.
How many wives did your grandfather have?
He had 12 wives.
But have you met him?
No, I never met him.
You never met your grandfather?
No.
Why not?
Because he was always moving.
Doing what?
To his different
No,
women.
he would buy land in a different place and move there, like that.
So, but have you had any contact? Do you know how it is to be a wife of out of 11 or 12? How is that life? How can we think about it?
I think they were happy about it because they married him knowing very well that he had other wives. Otherwise,
But
they
did they choose that marriage out of their own free will, or were they just sold off? Because you told me once, because he was rich, people wanted to bring
their parents who used to bring the girls to him to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
so how can you say there was no free choice? You were just sold.
But that's how it was.
I'm
That
just
period-
saying.
That period of time, the parents looked for a husband for their children, not the children to look for their husband.
Yes.
There was no business of love.
But were there enough men? Oh, not really.
They were not. There were not enough. I mean, there were. I think there were enough men, but
Not
the
rich ones.
priority was given to the rich ones.
So yeah, exactly. That's another
And-
question. If you have 11 or 12 wives, then 11 boys are missing out.
No, but you see, in that period of time, they used to think that when you have many wives, they become a very big labor force. Plus the children, you get a very big labor force.
Okay.
So you become richer because you have many people who can help you work. That's what they thought.
Okay. So according to Janet, she believes that life now is much easier than before. What do you think?
Yeah, I still believe this is much easier because you don't have to stay in a relationship which you don't want. You don't have to. Nobody chooses a husband for you. But before you couldn't. Your parents were responsible for getting you a husband. And definitely now, when you are tired of the marriage, you can go on and live alone. But before, it wasn't easy. But lately, the president of Kenya has legalized men to marry as many wives as they
Really?
want. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
So they're going backward.
I don't know. Maybe.
After you know what we found out when we talked to these 40 people? That single marriage and growing up with your parents, father and mother, has a big impact on your state of inner happiness. They were not happy completely because they said, for example, many of them said, yeah, my father really, he didn't buy shoes for me or books or things like this. So they had to struggle from early age to organize enough money to buy shoes or books. But at least they did not complain that they felt abandoned or unhappy, right? That's
Yeah,
the
it's true. They
That's true.
said they were happy. They had a
Yes.
very happy childhood.
Yes.
Though some of them were very poor,
Yep.
but they were happy.
Yes.
And poverty is one thing, you know. Having no shoes, going to school is one thing, because by that time many people had no shoes on. You know, they were not putting on shoes. So you can look at it in the different angles.